bookies, of course, have Bayern as favourites, 3-4 on. Meanwhile, PSG at evens. Frank Leboeuf, how much of a game changer is this from a PSG perspective?
Well, it's always a plus when you know that you're not going to face maybe the best striker in the world for the two legs, and it gives you maybe a little bit of another grade of confidence. And I'm pretty sure that Paris Saint-Germain defenders will be more than happy to not face Robert Lewandowski. But however, they're going to have to face another player. And it would be funny, and with a little bit more respect, if Choupo-Moting can play those games and score a goal against Paris Saint-Germain. Don't forget that Choupo-Moting scored a very important goal in the final eight and helps a lot Paris Saint-Germain to go to the final. So you don't have to deny anybody. You don't have to be disrespectful to anybody. It's of course a plus for Paris Saint-Germain. But having said that, when you have Müller and Gnabry or maybe Sané at front, it's another task. It's a difficult one, and Paris Saint-Germain will have to respect everybody. I want to remind you that Portugal became champion of Europe because, without Ronaldo, and maybe because he went out, maybe they stuck together and they worked very hard to make sure they win against France. I want to remind you, and Craig just said it, that Neymar didn't play the last two legs of the Champions League against Barcelona, and Paris Saint-Germain had a wonderful game away from home. So nothing is written, everything is possible. Paris Saint-Germain get something out of it if they are 100% tuned in. Otherwise, if they think they're gonna win because Lewandowski is not there anymore, they're gonna be out.
And they picked it up against the old dreaded international against Andorra.
Well, yeah, if you're Bayern Munich, you're annoyed.
Listen, I've seen it with club managers when you go away, not just me, but all the players, different clubs have played at, and I've seen international managers, their reaction. Somebody has to put the phone call in to Hansi Flick or to Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. It's not a great phone call, that. Your best player got injured against Andorra.
Yeah.
Little old Andorra. But listen, it's a test for Hansi Flick. And he's come through everything that's been asked of him so far with flying colours. He's been hugely successful in his, 18 months or so at the helm. But listen, Man City sit atop the Premier League by a country mile at the moment and have done it all season pretty much without a striker. They are the favourites on paper along with Bayern for the Champions League, and the argument would be that if Bayern and City met tomorrow, they could probably play without a striker. Let's see what Bayern can do in that front. Let's see what Hansi Flick chooses to do. Let's see how it affects the tempo to their game. But there's no doubt. I mean, you think about the games where Bayern have been behind and struggling against Dortmund recently. He's been in the goals. You can't quantify how important it is when your back's against the wall to have somebody like that, just to think, right, that got us back in the game, or that got us out of trouble. And they're going to have to cope without that for this period. But I get the feeling this 4 weeks might be a 3 weeks, and we might see him back. I hope we see him back sooner rather than later. But
I'm sure we'll be glad to hear that.
Yeah, but it's an occupational hazard, and it's a good job Jan's not got his boots ready, because he could have went and I think I'd have fancied him to outpace Choupo-Moting.
Go on, Jan.
Well, I could. Great record against Bayern, 3 games, 2 goals. So thank you, Craig, for reminding people of that. But what the only big consequences on this, I think that the analysis has been this is the part of the game, and the paradox, of course, when you go away, play for your country, and you come back into there is every fear for every manager, even now with Corona, they're going back with COVID. But I mean, the big impact this will have is, of course, of that fantastic record of Gerd Mullers, 40 goals, Robert Lewandowski, 35. 8 games to go. You were just certain that he would kind of get that record. Now, if this is into the plans now with 4 weeks, I think, like Greg, we talked about it, maybe a bit earlier back, but still, that will make him 3 games to get those 5 or 6 goals. So it's going to be interesting. If there is one player in the world who can do that, is Robert Lewandowski. But it was a historic way. Maybe the best goal getter of all time, Gerd Mullers' record, could be broken, but looks like maybe he will just still have the record.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.